Hey everybody, Canje here with a new unboxing. So this came in the mail a few days ago. I took a peek just to see what it was because I was like, I don't know what this is, but then I sealed it back up, so don't fault me for that. I don't have beautiful exactos like KOA. I just got my little tool here. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what is inside for this beautiful unboxing. We have cut, and we will look inside. What did we have? It is alone. So let's go ahead and start pulling stuff out. I'll set this to the side. I know you won't be able to see fully. We've got a bag that's here for alone. Looks like we got some chips in the board, the play board for it. I got the neoprene playmat for the player. So alone, while you think alone would be, oh, this is going to be a one-player game that is great because it's titled Alone, it's really not. It's a two-player game, well, four, where one player plays the survivor that has this mat, and the other players play the monsters that are hunting him on this, him or her, on, looks like an expansion, the Avatar expansion that's there. Let's see, my camera looks weird. Let me spin it around. It's gonna get weird for a second, please forgive me. But I gotta do some flipping, and do some flipping. There we go. There we go. Now it's not weird. I know before it looked like it was upside down, so forgive me for that. So this looks like it was a Kickstarter exclusive. Andrea Carpesi Lorenzo Silva did the work, and Steve Hamilton. So looks like there's some stuff that's in here to look at. I'll pull this up again. So forgive me if you're like, well, I can't read that. It's upside down. It's crazy. So I just flipped the camera around to make it a little better. I'm learning, so forgive me. Looks like a Alone second stretch goal pack. So this is more stretch goal stuff. What else we got here? We've got the Deep expansion. So this is the Avatar expansion. The Deep expansion that has, looks like, some interesting monsters on here. We'll dig into that. And the Alpha expansion. Lots of expansions from the Kickstarter. I kind of went a little in on this because I watched a video. I was like, what is this thing? And I watched a video of it, and I was like, the concept is really cool. This is, looks like, yeah, this is the board. So that's the main board that comes with it. And I'll pull this because the box is empty. We have the main game. So, Alone. So basically you crash landed, I believe, on this planet. Let's see what it says. An asymmetric survival game for cunning, bluff, and the deduction for 2 to 4 players. Alone is not your regular dungeon crawler. One of the players controls the hero, a castaway spacefarer exploring an unknown map full of dangers trying to complete missions while up to 3 evil masterminds plot in the darkness trying to kill him. So the the other 3 up to 3 players is the bad, basically the DM, and one player plays the hero that's walking along the hallways, and you actually light up hallways, turn off lights in hallways, and it deals with how the monsters work with it, right? So what are we gonna open first? All right, let's move these expansions out because you probably care about the core box. What's this? This is another Kickstarter map. Kickstarter maps, Kickstarter stuff, and Kickstarter stuff. Alrighty. So, get my handy dandy Exacto. There we go. Cut into that. Start peeling back the layers. Kickstarter. They had a printing that happened a couple years ago, and I missed that. And I went looking in stores for this game, and no one had it. So I was like, okay, well, I need something. I need to be able to, you know, check it out. And I watched a playthrough of it, and I was like, all right, this game looks really cool. A nice 2-player game. People who can do that will. A buddy of mine and I are going to play once the pandemic ends so that we can give it a shot. So let's go ahead and lift it off. The box feel is not that fantastic. There's nothing special about it. It's just a typical cardboard box. Oh, but they've got sections for stuff. Looks like you got some targeting dice, some of that, round sequences, and some really cool looking art, which I'll pop that open, and then a whole deck of stuff. Then we got some minis. Who doesn't like minis? So that looks like, why does that look like Boba Fett? Anyway, that looks like a, I'll take that guy out. Some monsters, a weird looking guy, and a alien that looks like he just needs a hug. The containers are all plastic. They're not, don't think like, oh my gosh, their containers are super durable. They're just plastic. So we get those, pull this out, and what do we got? We've got some more minis. A tray full of minis. This looks like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things for sure. It's like some weird gross stuff. I'll pull those out too so you can see them. So this is the game mat. A1 and B1, so there's second, there's like, you know, you're playing on A1 and I'm moving through and I get here to the stairs, I can flip up, B1's still here, but A2's here, and then you step down. So there should be something, yep, here it is. So let's go ahead and open this guy up. So this is the main, the hero board, right? That is what this mat is, the neoprene mat that I got as a Kickstarter, instead of using this board because it is kind of flimsy and yeah, look at those edges. This thing is not going to last, but the neoprene mat will. Now this is the DM screen or the monster screen where it's got some rules in it on reactions that are here. Let's see, we've got round stuff. It's a nice little reflection that's going on because of my lighting. So creature stat tables and all that other stuff that goes on that people can see, and you can pause and read it at your leisure. That's there. Alone Evil Compendium. Oh, so this is like updating the map, playing reactions, so it looks like there's a lot of stuff you can do here. There's that monster. It looks like it needs a hug. And so I think once you leave areas, you can turn lights on and turn lights off, and that will affect some of the monster's abilities to try to attack you. So if you know, if the one player, the one that's controlling the monsters, tries to swarm you, you can outthink them. I think they made the game so that it's not a, oh, all I have to do is just send everything after you and then you will die. And this is the Hero's Manual. So the Evil Companion is for the person controlling the monsters. This is for the hero that's going to be playing. So this is everything you can do as the hero. The book is, I mean, if you're looking for saying, hey, what's the quality of that book? How does it feel? It feels okay. It's, I mean, it's kind of like a thicker form of paper, but you know, you can hear it. It's not really that great, and I feel like if I kept doing that, this seam would rip. So I'd probably say, you know, pull it out, read it. Just it has a life. It has a shelf life on it in terms of when it'll rip. It looks like a lot of information coming for the different actions that you can do, like scavenge, locate, interact. You can shut doors, so you can kind of lock the alien down and then do whatever you got to do. So that's that. The intro rule book. So there's books aplenty and reading aplenty of all the things that you can go through, the difficulties that you can set things on if you want. There's timers that have to go into the game that, you know, time-sensitive things that you have to do. So that's there. And then there is the scenario book. Ooh, how do I get this bad boy out? Come on. Whoa. So the scenario book. Welcome to the scenario book. In this book, you will find the 12 scenarios of the campaign mode for Alone. If you and your friends want to play a randomized game, close this book and use the standard setup. So this is for people who don't want spoilers, you can fast forward ahead. But I'm not going to go through, I'm not going to read everything because I don't want to spoil it, because when me and my buddy are going to play it, I don't want to get it lose everything. But it looks like there's stuff that's happening. Yes, interludes, introductions, aftermath. So basically, the introduction to campaign number 3, I love it when a plan comes together. A-Team fans will love it. Gives you the difficulty that's on here. Scenario missions, so there's a mandatory mission and then side missions that you can do. Introduction, it kind of gives you an intro into it. Started mission completing, started mission completed mandatory, so you have to do this, you could do this. The interlude between, and then the aftermath of what happens during your mission. It gives the name even of the person running. Look at this name, Carlos Torres, age 31, nationality USA. An engineer. So, I wonder. Yeah, look, see, like name Sarah King, Captain Bravery Captain. So it's all these different people per the scenario. Dr. Guanson Costa, age 50, and still kicking and doing stuff. So there's a lot. There's a lot of. You weren't kidding. 13 scenarios, huh? And then they give some points that kind of go through, which I'm not fully sure what they do, but it looks like you lose, you win, you lose, you win type of deal. Jen Miller, I know a Jen Miller. So, yep. So all the different scenarios that are on there, and it looks like it says which hero per scenario and just how they did with their scoring. Yeah. So it has a nice little thing on the back, but like I said, the paper itself is just okay. It's not the grandest. Because I'm not going to be playing this game just yet, I'm not going to punch stuff up like I did with Friends and Fiends and Familiars. Keep saying Friends. But it's easy pop out, as you can see. I just kind of pop one up automatically. This is, an area of the map. I can get as close as I can there so you can really see. So it looks like a starting cargo area, maybe. Then you got these lighted tunnels. But if you look, see it's dark, right? And if I flip it over, the light's on. And the lights are on this one too. So you can really see that you can control the lighting in the game. And the lighting plays an important part in what you have to do. So, you have this. Looks like a fan vent. Lights are off. We'll flip it. So lights are on. Ooh, it's like kind of bloody. Some nasty stuff happened there. So you can do that. Warning stickers and stuff like that. Well, not stickers, but cardboard cutouts. This looks like it's like crate area. And they got a compass to kind of help you know where you're going. So some bad stuff happening wherever our heroes ended up. These are our timers that we need for our time set missions. Something about sound. So you got some icons on here. Brain, trauma, heart. And that's what happens when it lights up. You get to see that stuff. So that looks pretty good. What else we got here? We got cross sections, hallways, and bloody stuff. And you're like, oh, it's dark. Canje, I can't see anything. And then this weird symbol thingy. I don't know what that is. But we'll flip it to get some lights on. Oh, it's bunks. It's beds. Bad stuff happened in there. Nobody got any sleep. And then that hallway. And like I said, I mean, the lights play an integral part to this game, and the hero controls them, not the monster. The monsters are just moving about, kind of trying to devour us, and we deal with them as we can. Looks like a grating system, a nice fan in the dark. Then you turn it on. That's exactly what it is. Ooh, that dropped out. So, like I said, I'm not going to pop them all out because looks like we got some doors, more hallways, different L shapes, more doors. So it's the first aid station. They didn't make it. Nobody made it. This looks like the science lab and some more hallways and doors. And more science lab and hallways and doors with the lights on. And you just flip those over when you are ready for that to happen. So that, the scenario book, the rules for evil Evil. Read this after the intro book, and I did say evil, okay, not evil. Hero. Read this after the intro book. So the intro book comes first. Learn how to play the game. Hero gets the book. The monster controller gets the book, and then y'all talk it over. Monster controller gets the screen. That's here. I was so this is an expanded screen from the Kickstarter, right? It was going to be a lot smaller, but because of funding and the amount of money they made it a little bit bigger, which is a good thing. This is the hero board, which I will never use because I will be using the neoprene mat. So that's going to stay pristine. And then the alone maps. So these are the base ones that comes with the game for all the scenarios, the 13 scenarios, right? But because of the Kickstarter, more came in. And so that's where you have this one is a new map. And then all this Kickstarter exclusive stuff, all this is Kickstarter exclusive stuff. So if you're able to find it in the store, bully. Otherwise, I'm sorry. So where were we? We had monsters. So let's pull one of these guys out. Can we? Ooh, they're pretty stuck in there. Let's see the guy who was really weird. So if you can see him, he's got like a crazy axe and a knife. I mean, you're in space. Why don't you have a gun? I don't know. But Boba Fett here, and I'm going to call him Boba Fett because if you see his face mask, he looks like it. But he looks like an enemy because there are 4 of them, well, 3 of them that are there. There's one that has like a serious pose. This must be the hero because this one has, yeah, this is the hero. This looks like one of the characters that we can play that's here. If you're talking about the material, it's not the greatest. I am not a miniature expert by any means, but I felt minis that feel a lot better than this one. But it still stands true. I mean, it's not, with any mini, if you pull on it enough, it'll break. But it's still, I mean, it looks okay. I'm going to leave this to the experts like King of Average and stuff who knows minis way better than I do. I will not paint, I don't paint minis. I know you should because it really gives that feel, but I am not a painter by any stretch of the imagination. So that won't be me. Here's another hero that's here. So it looks like spacey, and he's got the canisters on the back that you can see. So you can see the canisters, right? And then you can see the gun that's there. So it looks pretty tough. This guy is another one of our heroes. They've got the cape that's fluttering off here that you can see. So I'll turn him around, turn him to the side, so you can get a good look. You know, he's got the cape flowing off him. It's not fascinating. It's cool looking. I mean, it's a mini, so people will flock. So that goes in, and our last hero looks like. Looks kind of like the same, still has the air canister in the back, as you can see. Gun on the side. Hand out, just kind of looking. So, different poses is always good. You don't want your minis all looking the same, then you're like, what's the point? But then we've got the Demogorgon. I don't know what the creature's name, I don't know what type of creature this is. But it looks like the Demogorgon to me. So it looks like it was a human. And if you look at the back, you see like this nasty looking tentacle coming out of its back. Ugh, it's kind of gross. It might even look like the creatures from The Last of Us, right? So yeah, but it looks like it wants a kiss. Yeah, because you can see the human head right here. So his head kind of busted out, and the mouth's coming out of his chest, and it's just my worst nightmare. Let's see what we got here. There's 3 of those. Then we've got this lovely thing that looks like a Zerg. Everything looks like something these days. So, if you see the face, I know it's kind of hard to tell. They're super tiny. The legs that are here. So you can see them like that. Like little details in the body that are just kind of bumped out. These ones are hard to pop out. Scared I'm gonna break them. This is a mound of disgusting. I don't even know what this thing looks like. You can tell. It's just a mound of eggs. It's just a bunch of eggs. It's all over. Ugh. If I saw this, I'd be like, nope, I'm out. Then the lovable creature. I guess these are the different phases. It's the eggs, the larva that you saw, the man terribleness, and then this is the worm, the dune worm. It's got its body. Actually, this is pretty nice. I like this one because its body has like some serious details and flaws in it that really gives it out. It has a texture to it that when you touch it, it's bumpy and it goes around, and it's not smooth on any of the sides. Even here, you can actually see. I know you can't see. Even if I pull it closer, it'll probably get weird. But there's just some textures to it that goes around in these loops. This would be a cool one for people who like to paint. It looks like it had multiple colors. That well done. I stand corrected in that one. So there are 3 of those, and then we come over to these ones, and this is the fun guy. This must be. It's like the bottom is. It's not sitting on a stand. It's just kind of melted. It looks like. I don't know if that was on purpose. Probably the only way to really make it stand. I'm not really thrilled with this. This bothers me a little bit. And then you can see the lines that are here, like the lines that needs to get smoothed out. See if I can block it with my hand. Yeah, so you can see them. And then there's just this weird blob. But on top, it looks pretty cool. I mean, it's got some damage that's right here that you can see for good for painting. It kind of leans listlessly as it holds, and you see how it rocks because it's not on a flat surface. So, but you've got the split line up here that I don't know if that's part of the armor. Or it's that no, that's a paste line. It looks like it was printed in half, like in 3 pieces, and then folded together. Oh, this is pretty bad. For people who like minis, you're probably gonna look at this and be like, ugh. But like I said, for me, it is all about playing the game. Let's see, we've got. I'm scared to take you out. So, angry guy with star on back, I call him, and his name is Chad. So Chad here looks pretty angry. He looks like a main bad, so he'll be the guy that you hate. Sorry, everybody named Chad. So he's got his scythe. Looks like a mechanical scythe that he's created himself. That's on there. He's got the stars on the back. His clothes are decent. This mini is nothing to really shout about. It's nice, but it's just okay. And then we've got the first guy I had, which is either a good or bad guy, Boba Fett, who... He's really not Boba Fett. Please don't get me sued. Here, I'll put it on this side so you can see. Well, however you want to do it. He's got an interesting... The only one with a gun in the future on a stranded planet. So he's going to win. Once again, they've got that flowing cape, tattered and ripped in certain places. It's not the best. But for those who just want... Once again, there was a meme that went around where they showed this guy getting the bronze medal, and he bites it, kisses the lady, sprays himself with it, and it's like it pans out and you see like he's labeled miniatures, and then #1 in first place was story and 2 is gameplay. It's kind of like that. Like people who like the minis can go for it. Oh, this one's fighting me a little bit. It's probably because of that. Yep, that's exactly why. Kind of an ordinary bot. And there's no hole to put this in. So therefore, how will bot stand? Well, stands on its own. I don't know the point of this. Is this supposed to be here so it stands on that? But there's no hole to put it in. I think there might be a design flaw with that one, but it's a run-of-the-mill bot. Held in place. Let's see, that wasn't there. Right? Yeah, and this one on top, and then these two went here. Alright, let's move this forward a little. Got some dice. Let's take a look at these dice. I'll just take out a couple. Alright, so it's etched in. It's not like painted on. Well, it's painted, but it's etched in, so even if the paint wears out, you'll still have the symbols. And you can see, like, even these are brand new, right? I ordered these brand new, and there's even some wear in there already. It's probably blurry. There you go. You can see, like, there's some wear in there already. It's not really the most fantastic dice on there. There's target symbols, that weird symbol, and then the hit symbol, or miss, maybe. I hit something, I guess. So, whatever that means. But they look like there are 2, 4, 6, 8 dice. And I guess that's how the monsters and the hero fight each other. We've got some standees bases. I can pull these out. So as you can see. So somewhere in there there's some standees. Or maybe it's the cards. I don't know. We will find out. What do we got here? So, peeling apart these... Come on. You can do it. This is probably why people have their X-Actos. Because pulling apart these cards are ridiculous. Throw this off to the side. Just round references that happen on there, which you can see. So, turn orders. How line of sight works. So it looks like it just works not that well, especially if it's dark. Gaining XP, how that works. Using adrenaline, so you can do some stuff in there. And I'm just kind of breezing through these, but I know, you know, if you're interested, you can pause and just kind of read it for yourself. I'm just trying to make sure I get it in there for you so you can pause if you're ready. Looks like the difficulty settings that you can set here. Same things from the book. What things mean, I guess how much they hit for. And then there is Eternal Vigilance. So these look like... Oh, these are missions. These are missions. I don't want to spoil it too much with you. I'll just show you one. Alright, and so there's one for all those different symbols that we saw, so there's a bunch of them that are in here that you can do. I don't want to spoil it too much for people who care, but I'll just show one and then keep trucking. Kill the Worm Queen, that's probably a big thing that was there. Ascent of an Alien sweeping the clouds again, ya. Biole something. Kill them all. Kill them all! Hasta la vista, baby. That one's on there. Some assembly required, like a lot of 80s movies references. Save our souls. Then we got a cozy place, so we got blue cards, which I'm not sure what that means yet. Altered state, it's just 'tis but a scratch. Phantom reflections, deadly silence. Silent but deadly. Fire hazard, a misty road, and gravity failure. So these looks like mission cards that you will have to do. Right in there. And then this behemoth. This is a lot of cards. Let's see. Alrighty. We're going to have to split this because I can barely fit them in my hand. Okay, so it looks like things that you can do. This kind of reminds me of Nemesis, where you have these Nemesis cards and things that you can do, but they're color-coded. So that means something. There's a lot of blue here, and you're like, no, they're not, Canje. They're blue. I promise you, they're color-coded. So the color-coded means something. And so I'll just show you a few. Like I said, I don't want to spoil too much. The card feeling, I mean, look at them when they came out. They're bent. right? So they're not the best. They don't feel, I mean, they feel like regular playing cards that you would buy at the grocery store, like those regular ones. They feel like that. The Fiends and Familiars card felt so much better. Like you can tell the difference. I mean, but you know, the purpose is just to play. So I'm gonna sleeve these because these feel like cards that you need the sleeve. But if I'm able to do a playthrough, I'll unsleeve them, do the playthrough, and then sleeve them right back, because the reflection from the sleeves, as you can see, just kind of plays with the light and blurs it. Now you see the guy's very hard to see, but if I pull it off, you can see him a little better. It's fast. Play at the end of the turn. This turn, this creature may move up to 2 sectors after attacking. Ooh, so a hit and run creature. Like I said, I'm going to pull through these because for people who are like, I don't care about cards, I want to see stuff. And for people who are like, I care about cards, you can pause and just kind of look as I go through. And I'll just do it for some of them. I'm not going to do it for every single one because there are a lot of cards here, which probably speaks really well to the game itself, right? Because they're more interested in you getting in and getting the mechanics going than they care about minis. They more care about gameplay. So they're going for the number 1 and number 2 space, okay? It calls for help. Move 1 tentacle creature up to 3 sectors. You may move... Ooh. So these might be things that... I don't know what they fully do. There's symbols on there. So that's... And let's go with green next. How many greens we got? So we got green that's on here. It's horrible. Play at the end of the turn, move 1 creature up to 2 sectors, or remove 1 creature from the map, and then spawn 1 creature at -1 minimum spawning distance away. Until the end of the turn, this creature gets +1 something. So you can see there. Same kind of card art, though, if you think about it. It's just green. We've seen these same images before, so I don't know what the green cards mean that the other ones don't. There's It's Horrible again. But it looks about the same. Then we'll go purple. How many purples we got? Purple cards got teeth. Like literally, teeth. So purple cards with teeth. And once again, the same art, right? So it's a trap. Play at the end of the turn. It's the same type of thing. And the images are the same, but it looks like it's movement that we've got. There's still some symbols that are up here, but it looks like there's movement. But some of the symbols are still kind of the same. The art is the same, so there's a lot of repeat, right? And like I said, you can pause if you care about what some of these things say. So it looks like there's a deck of many bad things. Okay, so then there's the red deck, which looks like it has a slash thing up here at the top. Same art. It's furious. Play at the end of the turn. But it's the same type of abilities, right? But I think the warning stuff at the bottom is what's different. I'll have to do a playthrough so I can at least tell you guys, you know, what the difference in the colors are. And for those who have played before, you probably already know, and they're laughing at me like, oh, Canje, you're so pretty. So, don't laugh at me. Let's see. I'll put these here. Then we have these cards, which looks like stuff, and I think that's... Yep, there's one more set after that. So, now these okay, so these are item cards. So you got tracer bullets, expanding bullets, so different things that you can find. Who doesn't want a flamethrower? Grenade, because, you know, silence in this place full of monsters. Silence goes with a grenade. Object detector. Quantic visor. Okay, there we go. Body armor. A lightsaber? Oh no, it's a laser wrench. Yeah, it's a lightsaber. Alright, so we put that on top. Then we come to the final things, which are pilot companion. So it looks like you got companions, pilot suit, hero ability, captain companion, captain suit, medic. So I guess these are people that can come with you that you can engage, maybe? It's only a few of them on there. Nothing to shout about. So that goes in there. And I can probably throw some of these things in there too. So let's go into the Kickstarter stuff. These are the things that came off of the Kickstarter. So it's a bag in a bag. And it is not the best bag. It just says Alone on it. There is nothing special about this bag. There's nothing that feels good about this bag. I'm probably going to ditch this bag and use my own. But these I can get behind. So during the Kickstarter, they had these as cardboard. And because we reached the funding level, they upped it. And so you get these chips that are here that shows different things like time, danger, sensors, heartbeat, all that different good stuff. And I'm sure they all go in here. So, Canje, how do they feel? Cheap. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can break this thing just by doing this. I'm being very delicate with it. They don't feel that great. For a Kickstarter thing, I kind of expected them to be a little bit more, but it is what it is, right? I mean, what are you going to be using it for, right? But they don't feel that grand. They really don't. I feel like it's something that when my son, who is 8 now, but when he was probably like 3, I would give this to him to play with. I mean, he'll choke on it, so don't give it to your kids. Don't do it. Don't do it. But I'm just saying, like, it feels like a child's toy. It doesn't feel great. What do we got else here? Sleeve stuff. Alright, sleeve stuff. Colonel suit, Android hero, mechanized hero. Okay, so these are the Kickstarter exclusives that opened up, that we opened up. Held, robotic held. So these are helpers that you get, companions. And this looks like different languages for the companions. You know, I got something like this with Deep Madness, where I got, it was the same thing but in different languages, which is pretty cool that they're branching out and doing that, so that, everyone can enjoy this game worldwide. I don't fault them for that. So, looks like we got monster stuff. Worm Queen cards. Yep, that was the one who wanted a hug. So she's the main bad, it looks like. Alpha Hybrid. Cult Leader. So that's Chad. Chad looks like he's on there. Then Defense Bots. Alpha Parasites. And then, as I said, you see it's in a different language. I like that they do that. So that, people of different languages around the world can just speak to it. So they just kind of hand it out to all instead of dealing with, and that's what they all are. It's just the different language sets. I respect that. What is this? Wait a minute. Are you serious? Okay. I guess they had a deal with Zombicide, because Get Along Gang rules for Zombicide Invader, and they have Zombicide Invader cards. Luckily, I have this game, so I can add them to the fray of the different Zombicide actions. But if you have Zombicide Invader, you now have 4 more heroes that you can use. It looks like 2 civilians, 2 military. So, interesting. I'll have to add this. I'm going to put this to the side because this will go in my Zombicide deck. Actually, I'll put it in here because the minis are in here too. A new board. So we've got the new levels. C and D. So we had A and B. This is C and D. Second level, second floor. First floor. Type of deal. Put them back in here. So we have A, B, C, D. And we come to this one, Kickstarter-based floor that will not come out of its package. These are different statuses. How do you say it? Do you say statuses? Stati? I don't know. But this is K. So we went from A, B, C, D to K. Okay. Well, you know, letters are hard. So we roll that in there. What else do we got? Let's see. So that's the main box. I've probably pulled everything out of there. I'll cover this back up. It says, and I'll flip, well, if I flip it, it's going to make a bunch of noise, but down here at the bottom, it says 2 to 4 players. It's about 90 minutes to 120 minutes, and it's for ages 14 plus. You are alone. You must live. So that goes there. That goes there. Then we've got our content of expansions. The expansionary content. I'm going to start with alpha, because, right? So open that up. Alpha content is, what the heck? Minis and more cards and more of the scenarios. So let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm not ready to close you yet. I gotta put stuff in here. I'll put the minis back in the bag, but all this other insano stuff I'm gonna dump in here. Because I like y'all. That's why I'm opening this stuff that I'll never get to play until after COVID. Different languages, as you can see, but anti-grav, and then this is Sniper Companion. So 2. So you've got your Sniper Companion, which the gun does not look good, but it is what it is. So you got that there. You've got the creature from Star Trek Discovery. Well, not the creature, Burnham. So then you got the gun that's on there. It looks okay. You've got this mech. Looks like Groot. I am robot. And ooh, this thing is in there kind of nasty. You do not want to come out, do you? There we go. Oh, I was like, what is this thing? But that's the front, that's the back. So you've got like this Zerg Hydralisk looking thing, face bent over, teeth, and then it kind of goes down, it curls and comes back up, and that's a little spine and pincer that's there, if you can see it. Right. So it is not the most beautiful thing, but you're going back in your box. You're going back in your box. All right. So these ones I will put. I don't know how cards are supposed to fit in here. I'm assuming here. Sure. They are today. Pull this off. So this looks like the drawing on here is kind of like the guy stepping through the mist. So you can see his helmet, his hands and stuff. But these are 2 mission cards in different languages. But it's 2 mission cards that you get. And I will stuff you back in your box. It's a lot of box for very little content. But, you know, it's Kickstarter. Okay, let's go with Alone. Well, nope, sorry, not the Deep expansion. The Deep expansion of Alone. Alrighty. What is your name? What is your quest? There is more stuff in here. Okay, so they put a cover on this one. They didn't put a cover on that one, oddly, but on this expansion they did. I guess they didn't care about the alpha expansion. And this looks like there's some module rules. Yep, there are in different languages. And it's called a Deep expansion, so it kind of goes through all that stuff. It's just like a pamphlet. It kind of says what's in it. And the rest are just different languages of the same thing. Tokens, so some tokens kind of that breaks that down. Pop. And then we've got the same thing again in different languages. Let's see, which one do I know? Hybrid, I know that. Yep, that's me. Nope, that's not me. That's me. Survivor Companions, Armored Companions, and Hybrid Companions. So I guess you can get a companion that's been changing and see what they do, and then the rest is in different languages, which is really good that they do that. A insane amount of mission cards, like a lot of mission cards. This is probably one of their top expansion, their big expansion then, because they've got more monsters. Weird hydromorph guy who looks like he has a bad headache. And Globby dude, Light Bright, and Strongarm Jim. So it's pretty good. Special room reactions. Oh, it's in different languages, that's why. So this is the content, and it looks like all this other stuff. Yep. So I was like, whoa, this is a ton of new stuff, but it's not. It's the new content is this. This is it. So 6 reds, a green, whatever that means, some monster sheets, and then everything else that's here. All this is different languages. All of it. So there you go. Alright, you're going to go back in with this once I pop the top off. And let's show the good people, shall we? A shambling mound of something that has eggs around it. Ugh. And the arms. It'll probably be cool to paint. It's hollow on the inside too, so they didn't lose a lot of resin doing this. But it might be good to paint. Sectoid creature that has no base. But it just probably sits flat like that. The arms are okay. I'm not thrilled, but, you know, that's me. How is this thing standing? It's like a cockroach that I hate so much. It's swished creep. This thing looks scary. Like, this would probably be a really fun one to paint. I think this is kind of nifty. I like it a lot. Yes, I said nifty. I like it a lot. Even the underbelly of it just kind of shows some carapace and stuff, and it's textured. That's kind of nice. So this is Strongarm Jim. Looks like he's popping out of his suit. So he's under that state of change. He's going through the change. Knife Face. He has a flag for some reason on his back, but he's got a nice little katana. It's bent a little, but hot water can like put it in hot water, and then you can bend it back to where it needs to go. So he goes in there. Guy with a shield and a gun, smart guy. Probably go with more bullets, but yeah, he's in there. So we can show like the shield and how he's behind it. The shield's kind of welded to his arm really right here, so I know it wasn't supposed to be, but that was just something that came off in the production value. And then man with headache. So this is a guy with a lot on his mind, but he looks furious. So that is the deep expansion. Put this here. Let's see if I can get this back in the box. Get it back in the box. There we go. Put that in there. Oops. I did not do that on purpose. So we're going to put all those back. So that's... I did alpha, that guy. We've got 2 more to go. And then I'll roll out the mat. We've already did this stuff, right? You've already seen these mats. I don't know why I'm saving that for last, but I just feel like it says Kickstarter on it, so I'm like, no, it will be the thing that no one will get at stores, which is probably not true. It's going to go to retail and everybody will get it. But right now, I can sit in my bliss. Looks like more... This is the Avatar expansion. So we got more minis, more stuff, more cards, and... Why inside? Okay. So, hero powers. So we've got some dice roll stuff that's going on that happens. Speed, avatar. That's in there. Fury avatar. So these are avatar states. Traps avatar. AI avatar. So, and then, so once again, this is the extent, and then all these are for multi-language support. So, good on you. Good on you, team. Let's see. We've got cards with multi-language. I'm probably at the bottom. Yep. Assault Companion. And Stealth Companion. And then that thingy. More tokens that I don't know what they mean. Minis. We've got guy with staff and, well, looks like Destiny dude. You can't really see his face, like it doesn't really show much, but he's got the swishy cape that people like so much. So we've got that's not Wasp, what's it called? Yellow Jacket. So Yellow Jacket guy. Looks like he could do some slicing and dice. He's got a... Wait, what's with the hand, though? Like, you see this? His hands are completely not proportional to each other. One is small, and then the other one's ridiculous size, so... Yellow Jacket's got some problems. Yeah, this guy means business. So... They're okay. I don't know. I'm not thrilled by the minis. I shouldn't care. And you'll be like, hey, Canje, don't care about this one. You can't even see the face on it. Like, under the hood, it's just like this flat thing with a circle. But the hands are proportional. The gun is eh. And the clothes are there. Robot. So, an android with a serious arm problem. See if we can disarm him. I'm sorry. And this one's cool with the blades. This one probably would be fun to paint. It looks really good. Guy's ripped. He's got a weird face on. Back muscles, sword, stuff like that. So, strong looking. And... weird lady. I remember seeing this on the Kickstarter when they were giving updates that she was someone they were making that was just kind of splashy. So. It's in there. So that is done for the Avatar expansion. The Avatar expansion. Alright, so we'll do that there. See if I can get you back in the box. Okay. And then push that in. And then push. And there we go. Seal it up. Alright. What's in here? It says Kickstarter on it. You open it up and it just says thanks. Table flip. Alright, so what you got for me? Kickstarter. So it looks like a mini. It wants some more minis. Ooh, that's not good. That mini fell out. Are you damaged? No. So this one is actually pretty sturdy. I'm sorry to sound like that. I'm just kind of shocked. The rest of them felt kind of flimsy, but this one's kind of sturdy, and he's just kind of sitting in a crouch position, ready to cut and gun. This one looks like it's underwater. I could use this for like an underwater campaign. Looks like one of the big daddies, but he's got a tank and everything like that. So a Kickstarter exclusive, I assume. And then, ooh, this guy does not feel good. So you see the back. It's just all like Gremlins, like Spike's back when he got wet. That put a bad memory in your head, didn't it? The face is not that grand. It's just kind of leaning to the side. Then you got the arm that has the thing on it that's kind of gooed out, and then whatever that thing is. As I assume with the rest of the cards that I've noticed. So, assassin suit, diffuser suit, some weapons, which is pretty cool. And then we go into different languages. So, yeah, multi-language support there. Good on them for doing that. So they can just generate one box and send it out. I don't know if you guys feel differently. Let me know in the comments, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. And then we've got I'll sleep when I'm dead. Oh, yeah. But it looks like it's just one card that comes up, one mission card that you get with it. Okay, so let's see if I can get these back in first. And I'll put these. And alrighty. So that's the one that had Kickstarter on it. Alright, so let me seal this. And I got one more thing for you before we call it. The neoprene mats. You want to see what this thing looks like, huh? Ooh, it's upside down. This mat feels good. There's a little bit of fraying right here. You can see that. I don't know if you want to see up there at the top. It's like a little bit of fraying on a neoprene mat. I'm hoping that that's by design. I can't feel it or pull anything. It just feels weird. The bottom feels good. There's a... Actually, look at that. Look at that. Here, so it doesn't contrast with the back. Look at that. This is actually not that grand. My other neoprene mats are fantastic. This seems cheaply made or not well done, especially with this fraying at the edge. What's with that? Like, I can feel it. I'm disappointed. But this is the player board. So you get to put stuff in here, put cards where they need to go, health, keep track of stuff, all this other craziness that board had. So I'm probably going to use this when I play it. I am not thrilled about that at all. I don't know what is up with that. Can we roll it up? And look what fell off as soon as I opened it up. Look at that. So, not the best quality products here, folks. Not the best quality products. I'm kind of disappointed in that because the neoprene mats are important to me. I know a lot of people pick minis, but neoprene mats is what I'm going to be using most of the time. So, yeah, that's tragic. All right, Alone by it looks like Andrea Capresi, Lorenzo Silva, and Steve Hamilton by HG Games. Looks like, yeah. So I won't be able to do a playthrough on this because it's a 2 to 4 player game and there is not a solo mode for a game called Alone. Well, there isn't a solo mode. So I won't be able to play this until after the pandemic, but it will be on my shelf of shame, waiting for once it clears that me and my buddy can get together, we can do a playthrough of this and have it on there for you. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing. Leave comments at the bottom if you have any questions about what you saw or any disagreements or just want to chat about it and ask me some questions about the contents, the game itself. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. Hit the reminder if you want to remind for some of the upcoming live streams that are going on. And if you're remotely interested in supporting me on Patreon, that's there too. You know, no pressure. But thank you so much. This has been Alone, Canje. See you next time. Bye.